Howdy Tabletop RPG fans, thank you for supporting this channel. I'm Wrangleme, Grand Poobah of Game Design, and this Review's Day topic is the Tales from the Floating Vagabond RPG. In 1991, Avalon Hill, a game company mostly known for war games or republishing old Chaosium RPGs, published a comedy RPG called Tales from the Floating Vagabond. The tagline is ludicrous adventure in a universe whose natural laws are out to lunch. The designer was Lee Gavin, inspired by Thomas S. Gavin. Sadly, Lee passed away in 2019 before publishing a second edition he was working on. Lee was helped by designers Nick Atlas and John Huff. The cover was by the famous James Holloway, and the interior art by Vicky Wyman. It was an 8.5 by 11-inch splat format, soft cover, coming in at over 100 pages. My cover was removable, but I think that was just that the glue had failed. The game is about a famous bar at the nexus of a multiverse with regular patrons who adventure out from the bar to explore the mysteries in other dimensions. It includes a sample 8-page adventure, Excedrin Headache number 186,000. It also included tear-out business cards for popular NPCs and equipment manufacturers, and a blank character sheet. Many add-on products were published, including Bar Wars, which includes a GM screen, bar map, paper minis, and an epic adventure. Adventure with No Name, The Bruised Knuckles of Freedom, The Cosmic Paternity Suit, HyperCAD 54, Where Are You?, The Reich Stuff, Weirder Tales, a space opera designed by S. John Ross, and Where's George? Game Studio Reality Check continues to publish adventures, minis, and revised character sheets on Drive-Thru RPG. The game feels like many other OSR classics with stats, polyhedral dice, skills, and equipment, which is primarily gadgets and weapons, but includes several interesting RPG mechanics to help make it a worthy comedy RPG. I've always had the impression that many of the ideas and the premise were inspired by the 1977 book by Spider Robinson called Callahan's Cross-Time Saloon, and various comedy RPGs before it, including Toon, Ghostbusters, Paranoia, and Teenagers from Outer Space. The GURPS version of Callahan's Cross-Time Saloon was published the year after Tales of the Floating Vagabond RPG by Steve Jackson Games. Like many OSR old-school revival RPGs, Tales from the Floating Vagabond looks and feels like many roll-under skill-based RPGs with slightly renamed attributes, various alien races, a different mix of skills, and opposed combat resolution. What is unique is the starting templates to speed character creation and the innovative stick system. The GM is called a bartender. Attributes go from 1 to 6, although they could conceivably go higher, and occasionally are used together or averaged to generate other scores. Starter templates are a great way to quickly jump into the game with a fairly standardized class, including tough guy, swashbuckler, gunslinger or bounty hunter, wizard or rocket scientist, smooth operator, bartender, and adventurer. The alien races help tilt the character choices into the cartoony and comedy end of things. A bartender may make up their own or use any of the following examples: elves, dwarves, dogmen, rhino skins, and the disgustingly cute furry thing. There's a huge list of skills that derive from base attributes and improve through training, with skill levels from Dabbler +1 to Professional +4. Depending on the difficulty of an action, you roll a pitifully easy 1d4, normal 1d10, or progressively larger to the nigh impossible 1d100 to get under your attribute plus skill plus any bonuses. Sticks are a kind of power that expresses both the personality and quirkiness of the characters. They include the Schwarzenegger effect, the Rambo effect, the Roy Rogers effect, the Doolittle effect, the Valentino effect, sidekick or arch enemy, and many more. Essentially, sticks are a kind of power that has a major and possibly minor effect to how the character reacts during gameplay. Example, the Schwarzenegger effect major power lets characters avoid pain, blood loss, or concussion during combat because they are just too tough. The bartender keeps track of all damage and will suddenly report the character is dead due to too much damage. The character never knows just how close they are to kicking the bucket. The minor effect is that the character can't receive normal medical attention except for basic first aid in front of other characters. I am just too macho for medicine. Combat is very similar to any skill use except you add weapon modifiers too. So appropriate attribute value plus skill bonus plus situational bonus plus weapon modifier, and then roll 1d10 equal to or less than the total. The target can use the dodge skill if they have it. Each kind of weapon has a damage rating. Roll and add that to any damage bonus from the weapon and a strength bonus for melee weapons. Armor subtracts damage from the attack, and the remainder goes against the target's oops points. If the amount is more than the strength attribute, the character must roll a shock test, which is 1d10 equal to or under strength, or fall unconscious. The Tales from the Floating Vagabond RPG character sheet includes many of the standard features of other RPGs, including the demographics, player name, character name, race, template type, which is your base class, identifying quote, shtick, which is your unique power, and character sketch, and elsewhere on the sheet is whether you are double jointed or ambidextrous. Then there are attributes like strength, nimbleness, aim, smarts, cool, common sense, and luck, followed by statistics like experience points, oops points, which are your hit points, luck points, which is used to modify other rolls by 1d4, and then any known skills and bonuses, money, equipment, and special stuff, and finally a section with history, appearance, friends, enemies, contacts, contracts, debts, and favors owed. The folks at Reality Check, the studio that's still publishing content for Floating Vagabond, have an alternate character sheet with skeuomorphic elements related to the comedy bar theme. This episode is brought to you by Kaboomkin, the smaller, faster, funnier RPG of cartoon, fairy tale, post-apocalypse mayhem. It's time to blow stuff up. Get it now at www.kaboomkin.com. Thank you all for watching this episode. Hit like, subscribe, or ring the bell, or Booger will get you. If you want to see more videos like this, go to hopspush.com and buy an RPG or t-shirt. Do good, annoy evil, and bye-bye.